Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba-ba. Hi, I'm here with another modding stream where I work on HYDRA. Hey, that wasn't too bad, huh? Could have been worse. Anyway, what's going on? How you guys doing? So today I have I've already done a little bit of work on HYDRA. I already wrote some hooks, transcoded some assembly. Feeling pretty good about that. Hopefully that makes Sidecore's job easier because those hooks were for ye old Gladius. So that reminds me, I should actually set the Gladius up correctly. Would be helpful if I gave it the right weapon. So for this, I shall need to find the Gladius. Ah, shit. It's ID 25. Supposed to use weapon 67 or something? Apparently. We'll confirm this. Should also get my chat open. I guess it crashed. Classic. That's why there were two of the icons down there for a split second, because it was crashing. Where's my weapon ID? Weapon ID. Ba-da-bam-bam. Yep. 67 is indeed the weapon ID. So we've moved that over. We should make a separate flingy entry for that weapon as well. So say Gladius weapon. It's 291. We can make it to have the same as like the phase disruptor, so 17067. Acceleration 850. Turn radius 127. Partially mobile 127. And the spread ID will be 601, it looks like. And jump over here. I'm just going to assume 1195, but it could be something completely different. Oh, yeah. So we'll do 1196. And then... Okay, so now we get to actually make the ISID. And that will be 505. We'll call this this one should be relatively easy here. Okay. Oh, interesting. So we should actually have this be a sprawl instead of an Imgal, because the missile will potentially be continuing. I guess for the death, it doesn't technically matter. But that does mean that we're going to have a separate sprite impact. Unless that already exists for the phase disruptor. Like if we jump in here and then we search for phase disruptor, doesn't look like it has anything in here. So we'll say sprawl 602. This will be Gladius weapon impact. And then obviously we have to move up here and sit here. Just set all this stuff up correctly. Now for image impact, for now we can use the phase disruptor hit, which is 427. We don't really have to worry about anything else there. And again, the 602 is going to be the ID. So 602, 602. And this will be Gladius weapon hit. All right, so with this set up in this way, we should be in a pretty good position to, I would say, fairly comfortably complete like a rough test of the Gladius functioning as intended in theory. There was something where iQuare said there was a crash, but I don't know if that was with his code or if that was out without messing around with it at all. So we're just going to test that out right now. It does give us a very strange crash. Apparently that's like some sort of like bounce division or something is what he was saying. Could be. So let's have a gander at the actual weapon ID itself and see if we can figure out what's happening with that. Because it is set to bounce. Oh, well, of course, if I don't data override the Gladius's weapon, that might have something to do with it. So again, the flingy ID was 291. So we should do data rewrite equals weapon flingy 67291. And then in theory, if we just jump in here, we should be good there. Oh, I think I know what happened there. That was its own goofiness because the Gladius weapon's GRP ID is not actually initialized. For testing purposes, I can always have it use the phase disruptor's GRP, which is 504. So since we're just testing it, you know, I don't feel like going and grabbing a graphic and implementing that as well. We are still getting a crash though. So what's the deal here? Attack angle should be 16 probably. But aside from that, it being bounce. Oh, maybe it's related to the draw funk. There is no remapping on the normal phase disruptor. So that could also be implementing or impacting it. Try it again. That's probably what was happening before anyway, because we don't even see it firing anymore. Okay, so we are still getting some very bizarre crash when the graphic hits, which might be some plugin code that iQuare had already implemented. All right, well, nonetheless, And while I'm over here, I might as well go grab some music. What's up, man? Manned Dark to Seas IMO. Oh, I can get started on messing around with the crucible behavior, perhaps. I just have to find... where the... code is for this. Well, I guess I'll have to just search in all of these files and find... maybe I can find Mutation Pit or something. Ah, here we are. I think 156 is the unit ID of the pylon, so we just need to change that to the unit ID of the crucible, which is 201. All right, let's do it. I'm feeling pretty good about the stuff that I've been able to program recently. It's not really been my forte, but I'm quite happy with it all the same. See where we can find some value ID energy decay stuff here. Oh, so this is already a timer, apparently. That'll just be easier for me to change later if I want to make it like 6 seconds or something. I just have to change the 5. Okay. In that case, I think that's already taken care of, but I'm not sure if there's anything else that needs to be done. This is done. Okay. Ah, no problem. Glad it was useful. What was I gonna do? Oh yeah. Now the only problem is I can't really test this change unless I comment out pretty important line here. So I think what I'll have to do is I'll have to jump into the wrapper and disable the wrapper for now. Which is fine. We'll call that... Alright, just disable that for now, since I had to disable that line. Alright, and now we just wait for that. So we're going to test. I guess we might as well just attack with a Gladius and see if we still crash. Yeah, we do. Okay. I don't know what the fuck is causing that. Maybe it'll be resolved by Iquare later. He's working on the hooks now, I guess. The hooks that I put together. So he's double checking them. Oh, yeah, I didn't add the latest string. I'm gonna fix that up. Oh yeah, I've got to set the healing to, or the technology to healing or whatever. Just gonna wait for it to have enough energy. Executed IMO. This is something where the problem with it is that we don't have a system in place for energy to cast after the spell has been cast. It's like you spend the energy and then the spell happens, right? So like the Yamato cannon is a really good example of this, where you're actually spending the energy before the channel even really begins. Bouncing seems fine, so. Trying to think about what, like. Yeah, they definitely took way more damage than maybe they ought to have expected. Destroyed. Munched. Okay, and then the other thing I wanted to check was Doesn't seem to be working. So maybe that worked, but I can't really tell. It might be that the rectangle is too small. I don't know. I think this is a square now or something. I don't actually remember how big that graphic is. I think it's wider than it is tall. So it makes sense for the Y to be like one less or whatever. So I think that's 288, not 284. To match it up with tiles. So it might just be that there's not that much, you know, not going on there. Boost research. All right, we gotta compile this thing again. And then we'll do it, give it another test. Not sure what else we'll tackle after this. But the entropy gauntlets seem to work. The problem is that the issues, the bugs that we still have with them are there no matter what, basically. So I don't know how that'll end up happening. But we also need to, wow, that was a good one. We need to do take another step here too, where we fix up some problems with like it shouldn't apply the overlay onto things that don't have energy. Although I also have to wonder, like, yeah, scatter sweep doesn't appear to get affected by it. As you can see there, though, it's a pretty big amount of energy to lose. And then I think D-Matrix will still also have that bug where it gets bypassed entirely. And this energy is way out of whack, obviously. So I'm not sure where the energy decay calculations are actually being done, but... Oh yeah, and observance is fucked up in a different way. Like, that's pretty quick. One might say... Wait. Wait. Hold. Yeah, healing isn't affected either. Yeah, there's quite a few abilities that need to be fixed with that. So we'll say... What was the other one? Oh, just that observance is like out of whack or whatever. I guess we should test on a few other cases, a few other abilities. Seems to work fine on all those. Executed IMO. Those are like the only two energy having motherfuckers, so. Where'd my man go? Oh, he's hiding underneath the queen. What a guy. Alright, so that's it for Zerg as far as I know. We know it works on High Templar for Psystorm. Pranked IMO. Okay, so that works. Works for both of those. Yeah, that's still the wrong thing. Yeah, it seems to be working for Dark Archons, I think. That's all we got. Everything. Oh, yeah. So it loses less, but I'm not sure if that's because of shield regen or if that's something else. Oh yeah, we have to just make disruption web disable. Disable air weapons. Oh, I guess I should check to see. Okay, it does work. Okay, so now in the Savant button set, I'm just going to change this over to 34 healing. And then this should probably just be like cancel or whatever. And looks like I neglected to fix these in here. Oh yeah. I wanted to test. This again. Doesn't appear to be working. I mean, the Crucible is 201, right? I completely forgot about the Phobos, but Icor makes a good point there. Oh, I see. This is supposed to be like greater than if units equals 0. That was my stupid mistake. I thought it was when it would return correctly, but it's actually returning false when it does that. Okay. That should fix it, actually. Less than 1, I guess? I don't know why it's complaining about that. That, you know what, I queer that there was a Razorback map that was on Twilight that was from the Mapperino or whatever it was called. I mean, I know that was what it was called, but I don't remember the year. It was like 2019 probably. Oh, I actually do have different overlay sizes. That's pretty cool. I'm not sure if that's. I think that's. I don't think that that really matters though. So we'll see. We're looking at 1107. I think they're all the same graphic for now, but I created it just in case. Like ZGTC, but worse, yeah. And text-to-speech voice acting, text-to-speech acting that was like processed in such a way that it raped my ears. It was horrible. A part of me does long for the days where I would stream insane StarCraft campaigns and everybody could experience the misery. The fact of the matter is there's not really that many left. You know what I mean? Windows login music for the town. Dude, why? Why? There's so many questions. I have so many questions. Bottom. Just have that the entire time. Now, my only problem is that I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to write some more code in here that will check if the unit has an overlay. Like, I guess U8 overlay size equals has overlay. I'm not sure what this does. I'm not sure why there's these two. Because I would assume overlay size, you'd be checking for, like, the... Like, you'd set it to 1 if it has... something. I don't really know. But, anyway. Once we're gone, who's really left to work on SC1? Necron? Voyager? Voyager will probably continue making, like, occasional interesting mods and stuff. I think most people are just going to come with us, honestly. Like, we're going to go away to build the Promised Land. And all of those people, UED Commander, Voyager, probably even Necron, like, there's going to be people who are just like, I am so tired of dealing with this shit. I'm going to go to this better environment that has been made. Like, most people are, I would imagine anyway, are probably going to do that. So, and who could blame them? Let's be real. Pretty hard to do that. So. Yeah. All right. The research boost is working. Oh, I guess that's not really a fair example, is it? All right, hold on. Yeah, I may have made the radius a little too much. Okay. So I'll have to go into A's and fix that. Again, the structure itself is, you know, it's 1, 2, 3, 4 wide by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tall. So it should actually be taller. Like, this should be inverted, I think. It should be 256 on the tall side and 224 on the wide side. But I'm not sure. We'll see. Yeah, the game crap, dude. Well, UED's still trying to like salvage. He's trying to just like finish. Okay, nice. We don't have any overlays there, which is good. He's trying to finish alternate still, and by finish I mean endlessly maintain it in remastered. Oh, it's kind of a small. I'm not. Maybe I'm indexing that incorrectly or something. That doesn't look like what the effect is supposed to be. Hold on. Energy decay. Ah, yes. Isn't it supposed to be O-Fire? 9-1. Oh. Well, rather, it's not indexed at all on medium and large. So I guess I can try, like, Zazel? Okay, well, it's definitely supposed to be something. That's pretty good. It doesn't even clear. But why does it look so faded? Maybe that's just actually how it is. I don't know. Now, it's been a while since you've worked with that graphic, DF, but I will jump in and remind you what it looks like. Where's my O-Fire? Yeah, it's like super faded. I'm not sure. It looks like it's always faded no matter what. I thought I remembered it being more like pronounced, but not sure. Malediction. It's just like impossible to read in the current scheme of things, I feel like. Oh, trust me, man. Like, before this engine is even ready for content, I'm sure people are going to be trying to make content in it. It might even be us who are trying to do that just because we want to make content, right? But, like, I'm sure it'll be feasible. Oh, yeah, let me rebuild these. There you go. I guess neutralize might actually work. That looks pretty banging. TBH. I'll try that. It goes to 26. So interesting. I'm not sure if it would be reasonable to have like a smaller version of that, but that could definitely work. I feel like for. Oh, how come it doesn't get cleared on the Azazel for some reason? Is that just on air units or medium or something? He can't cast Ice Storm, dude. He dies. Oh, look, it created a Scourge. Dude, wait, what the fuck? Why is it like that? Oh, the ice script ID is 0. That would be one. That's fucking wild. Wouldn't have expected that. Okay, let's try that again. I feel like that graphic is more like oomph, you know? Yeah, that's pretty cool. And I guess we could even go into a loop, right? So it could be something like... Let me find the effect again. So it looks like frame 17 onwards could be a loop. And then, you know, obviously, I think we'll have to write code that detects when the timer is off. Like if I go to game hooks, I don't think energy decay is in here. Hold on. Current project or current document. Oh yeah, remove persistent overlay. So there was already something in here for that. But what's up here? Oh, okay, nothing. I don't actually know what the remove command is, but I guess I can just look at the weapon damage, create top overlay, and maybe there will be like unit. Oh, I should probably copy this syntax here. Let's say unit. Remove overlay. What's the syntax? Image ID start. Oh, okay. Cool. So then we can do 1107, 1109. And then, okay. All right, so yeah, there was already a fragment of code left there for that express purpose. Almost like iQuare knows what he's doing. Pretty cool. Another day, another overflow. Oh. And then it crashed because there was no overlay. Oh. Dude, that will never not be amazing. So my only concern is I'm not really sure how to make sure that the... I'm not sure how to make sure that the overlay plays by the rules here. And persists. All right, well, that's definitely not the right... And then it crashes when it tries to remove it for some reason, even though I did some nulls. All right, we'll try with 2 less frames. But why would there be a crash trying to remove the overlay? Well, they could have checked if the parent unit has an upgrade, which would have been super useful for everybody else. But nah, just hard code. So, Iquare, do you know why it would be crashing on trying to remove an overlay at the end of the timer? Yeah, that was an insane bug. Should I be using a different function than remove overlay? Is there another function that I should use? It looks like it says remove overlay. Guess we can try that. It's kind of a messy way to do it, but... Ah, the man himself behind Annihilation. Oops. It still crashes at the end for no reason, SMH. I've not. Well, there was a window of time where I could have, but it wasn't out for the longest time. And then by the time somebody mentioned it, I was like, "Oh yeah, I should probably just redo the whole thing." And then at somewhere down the line, I got so disgusted with Starcraft 2 that I just uninstalled the entire game. Or it was like just in general, I uninstalled that. I uninstalled the BattleNet app and entirely. So remastered. I didn't even. I don't even think I had the app installed when. Uh, oh, interesting. If the unit is moving, it attaches to it. I wonder if how that's possible to circumvent. That's true. That was a good moment. Like there were some good moments in that campaign's playthrough. I'm sure people would have appreciated me suffering. But it wasn't particularly educational for Dudekey because he went on and did the same fucking thing in his other stuff, reportedly, I should say. Eon of the Flame Knife. Yeah. Well, the other thing is, like, with Metathrom, it wasn't that big of a deal because he was already long fucking gone, you know what I mean? So. He hung out on Facebook or something, so. There was that at least. I think it was working fine in the latest version. I just moved the battlecruiser and maybe like that useful ice script is set or something. Yeah, so they follow the junk there. So that should fix it anyway. What am I attaching Ollie debug for? Veek is convinced that the best method is C#. So writing them in C# itself. That's something that is like a complete black box for me. I'm not sure to what extent the preprocessor is a first draft of that system or if it's just something completely different, but I don't know. We'll figure that out later on. I think iScript has its advantages, right? What am I doing with Ollie debug now? Listen, let's focus on one thing at a time, man. I think iScripts are useful because they allow you to, like, they're basically run this animate, like, expressly animate this code or expressly run these commands when a certain animation header is met. And then you can, like, tie actions to it. So there could be, like, a framework for a unit that just attacks, moves, dies, whatever. And then you, like, have that framework there. But if you wanted to say, like, you're using an ability and you want to create a new header for that, then you could, in theory. Like, we would make it a lot more modular than default. (17 to 22). And what would the loop be? Would the loop be 17 to 22, then 21 to 18? And that would actually be it. Just trying to make sure I have this right. Well, no, there isn't a problem in that sense because all you have to do then is go into that unit and say that when it so you would basically say that like like there would just be a fire while moving command, like a fire while moving header that you would create, and you would play different frames. You just have to make it so that the base of the unit can actually move while shooting. So like you'd have to animate it so that the unit could walk and shoot at the same time in some sort of sequence. And it would probably look fucked up in transitions. So like if you were transitioning between moving and then moving while shooting, and then you're transitioning from moving while shooting back to just regular moving, that might look fucked up. Unless you have a turret, obviously. Anyway. The crash is at 0.000000000C. Man, dude. So how the fuck do I jump to that, TBH? Doesn't seem particularly useful. No memory at the specified address. I have no idea what I'm looking at. More like char you. Why would it even be getting A's value? Exactly. So it would get A's value, generic timer, value ID, energy decay, right? And then there is no crash point. I don't know what you mean. And I can't, there is no back either, so. The crash point is at that. Yeah, the overlay is still on the unit. You're talking about this at the very bottom where it says access violation when reading C? It's again not very helpful. What? Oh, that's probably why. That's embarrassing. Oh, that's pretty embarrassing. Yeah, I was trying to remove on a subunit that didn't exist. What a prank. What did I even do? How did I highlight that? Get it out of here. So yeah, it was technically it was looking, since I just duplicated that code, it was looking at the wrong thing. Should work fine now. Yeah, it works. Although it seems like the seems like it's permanent now. The overlay is anyway. Yeah, that's a little wacky. So, is it just that it's permanent on a unit that's already had it? Yeah, wait. It looks like it's permanent if you double attack, which probably just means that it doesn't it's not like removing both, it's only removing the first. So I guess in the weapon damage check itself, it should So yeah, it probably just means that I've got to remove the overlay in that context. I guess I could also just like, what's the term? I could just remove all overlays instead of just one. I don't know how many there would need to be there, but yeah, that's fine, I think. Cheese on my face. I've been cheesed. So there you go. Got the entropy gauntlets, dude. See you, nerd. Is it possible to make a good map with lots of pre-placed units? Yeah, it would have to be a huge scale map, I feel like. Or there would have to be like something where one player has a lot of pre-placed units, but all of the like he's outnumbered or something, you know. I could see it working there. I like that. That works out pretty well, I think. Thanks, DF, for the animation as well. Appreciate it. And of course for converting the graphic originally. Oh shit. Yeah, they are all in range apparently. Oh shit, it's Ollie. How you doing, dude? All right. So the Crucible's working as roughly as intended. It's a pretty big area, but still, considering how large the structure is and how pricey it is, and how relatively vulnerable it is, I might even lower the stats a little bit more, like 450 or something. Well, yeah, that's exactly the thought process behind the fourth map of Deliverance, where the AI starts out with like a bunch of production structures, but 100 minerals, you know, like the default starting money for Hydra. So like they can't really do much. They have to actually mine resources in order to harvest it. It saves them time and they come online faster. But even in that situation as well, it still facilitates early aggression, but the distance is wide enough that you can scout them and prepare for what's happening, but you can also deal with the fact that there are incoming enemies that will wreak havoc on them as well from the rear that you basically don't have to worry about at all. So if you can buy enough time, you can stay alive long enough for the Protoss arrivers on the other end, who are your enemies, but who have to go through the Terrans in order to get to you. Like they will, in theory, be able to do a number on your opposition. So I think that should work out in that particular context. But again, like you have to build the map around that idea. You can't just slap it in there. As far as pre-placed resources, I would say no. Again, unless it's a situation where even spending all of the money is potentially not enough to stop them from getting overwhelmed by like sheer numbers, right? Like if you're rigging it so that it's one juggernaut player against, you know, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 other players, then sure, maybe. And yeah, I'm doing pretty well. Just finished fixing up the Crucible, which is a structure that increases research speed for Protoss, and a nice like aura similar to the pylon. Just set up the new Terran unit's behavior as well. Converted a targeted ability to an on-hit effect, which I feel like suits the unit a bit better anyway. And given the fact that I have done that, I can cross that off the list. Is there a way to display radius while placing Crucible to know what will be in range? Again, like, I think we have the hooks for this actually, but we would need to figure out how to visually represent that. Like, we need to import a GRP and, like, just even figuring out how to render that would be pretty bad. Like, it's one thing to display a pylon or whatever, a pylon power field, but the issue that would show up with a Crucible is that it's like a square, it's a rectangle. So we would need to display something a little bit different there. Unless I could make it like a pylon power field but smaller or something, and then at that point I could just shrink the existing pylon power field graphic down and like recolor it to be teal or something. But I don't know. Like presumably it wouldn't take that much to figure out how to mimic the pylon field exactly. But to draw different shapes is not something that Blizzard ever put support into the game for, obviously. So I would assume it's not going to work out, unfortunately. What do we got here? Oh yeah, that would actually be a nice little touch. Even if it, especially if it was like a different color, so it was less confusing. So it was like the units that would be affected would be like highlighted in teal or some other color. But I'm not sure. Like again, I don't think we have any real info on. Like there's pretty much no documentation on some of the functions that we would probably need to draw shit like that. Another reason why it's just better to have your own engine if you intend on having even minor UI related changes. It's just ridiculous. All right, so Crucible I can mark as implemented, and I think we'll set its HP to 450. Now right now it's 15% and not 25, but that's fine. Mark Crucible as implemented. Revise Savant. This frees up another tech ID in order, since we're no longer worried about this sort of thing. I should go ahead and find that string that I set up earlier. Yeah, you'd have to figure out where in the Warcrap universe that would even make sense to implement. Mongolith. That could be like a, you could make fun of UED Commander and have that be like a primal overlord or something. Could work. All right, so obviously entropy gauntlets are not really fully implemented because the effect has a lot of bugs. It doesn't take into effect and deal damage to scanner sweep, healing, defensive matrix. It also, I just remembered, doesn't take into effect when you cloak, when you spend energy on cloak. And then, of course, it deals way more damage than it should whenever you've got cloaking from a ghost or a wraith, or Sublime Shepherd from the Azazel. I'm not sure if it takes into effect on Observance because that's a bugged ability right now, but presumably it would once it's fixed. Anyway, this to-do list of mine of HYDRA is dropping. We knocked out the bulk of the work on entropy gauntlets, and we knocked out the started focusing on the Gladius bounce as well. Ichor did some work for that today, so that should probably be done by tomorrow, presumably. We can hope. And I just did the Crucible, so that's done. All right. So other than that, I mean, oh yeah, I remember disruption web needs to disable air units, or air weapons, but I don't actually know what needs to be changed for that. I think there was a hook that needed to be written or something, but I can't tell for sure. I don't remember exactly. Oh yeah, I'm not in weapons. Goofy. So for Maelstrom, right? It doesn't look like the weapon ID is actually used for the ability. I'm hoping that that can be changed and we can have it so that I want to set it up so that it's a projectile that on impact maelstroms the targets, applies effects in an AoE, in whatever the AoE actually is. But it looks like there's probably some under the hood code for Maelstrom as far as how that works. All right. So I shall return in a moment. Gotta use the bathroom. You know how it is. You drink a lot of water and suddenly you're BRBing on your stream. So, BRB. Okay. Nice commit message, IMO. All right, so I guess that observance bug should be fixed, judging by what iQuery said. And I just need to build it. The fuck? Why is it sending me over there? Surely it'll finish sometime this generation. Holy fucking shit, dude. Why does it take forever? Now we wait. rather confusing situation. All right, let's try with no holds barred. Got rid of all of the code that was previously commented out, and we're just gonna see if it works now. No. Just change it in easy set. Well, TBH, I don't know what to do about that. Dude, what a gross language. Gross. And I mean gross. Time to do it the right way. For E6, E0. What a piss easy hook to make, too. Definitely a better use of my time. Where my helper's at. Now, A2 is the unit, and A1 is the transport, I'm pretty sure. V5 is taking V3, which is A1, yeah. So A1, in this case, is the transport, and we need to make sure that the transport is allied to the prospective cargo. And then we just need to wrap this in a inverse statement. This is something we can also get rid of. Oh wait, I need to do this. Now there's a potential that I screwed up the wrapper earlier when I was doing some other stuff. You might have to like move the result or something. So that might have been what was causing the issues before. So ugly to look at when they're not formatted. Anyway. Yeah, I've got no clue if that one's gonna work out or not. Guess we'll see. Oops. Instant crash. Now I wonder if we get the same crash if we load a regular unit that previously could work. Okay, we do. And maybe a unit that doesn't work or shouldn't work. Okay, that also crashed. I wonder if that means that there's so I can disable a hook call, and then that will isolate if it's a wrapper issue. Because if it is, the only code that's executed here is the wrapper, right? So, I mean, I guess we can do a result equals 0 for now, just to make sure that there's some result so we don't get some other weird crash. But if we don't get a crash now, then we know the issue is with the hook, and that the wrapper is okay, in theory, anyway. All right, so it sounds like it's a wrapper thing then. So let's take a look at Just waiting on HYDRA to give me the lesson here, since I need it apparently. Oh shit, I'm already halfway done with all my water. Well, I guess this wasn't really on the list of things that I wanted to work on, but if this is the only hook necessary and we get it operational, should be, in theory, pretty easy to check that off. Because then I can also do, I can do both of these, right? Not really sure how I would handle stuff like this. Yeah, I don't think we'll be able to do all of these in theory. Maybe it's possible, but this is more UI and all that shit related, like anti-grief or whatever, I guess. But if we can get the top half of those changes, that'll be pretty big. That'll open up a lot of possibilities. Suddenly I'm throwing hydras in my buddies' bunkers and stuff, you know? So, just saying. Take another look at the hook while I'm waiting. Apparently it was not that far off. Oh, the second one is a double pointer, apparently. That doesn't make sense. Oh, because it's this. Well, if you just want to send me what engines you have done now, I can actually get those implemented before I get out of here in the next, like, 40 minutes or whatever. Once I'm done fucking around with some of this stuff. I'm not sure that it's meant to actually be a double pointer. It might be because this is like a weird C thing or something, but I don't know. Yeah, so it's hard to know how much effort went into it just looking at it. The fuck? All right, we'll see if that works. Just, I don't think there were any actual differences between his and mine, but I'm going to, yeah. Even when I copy and paste his stuff, we still get the same issues. I'm getting hyped, dude. The music is pretty epic. It's that Goa trance mix. Look up Confused Byproduct, Goa trance. Epic. Okay, we'll start there. Doodad states thing. Oh, so this is wrong, I guess. Although it was only that one time that it did that, so I don't know if that's real. Why would it say that, though? That's interesting. So it says unit is not allied with transport when I try to pick it up, right? Oh, I see what happened. The organic thing is apparently fucking with it. But shouldn't this be... If the unit is a building, so if the transport is a building, and... the unit is not organic. That's what it should be doing. But somehow we're able to pick up like what the fuck? How the fuck would that be reasonable? I'm so confused. So again, like the logic is just this returns 0 if the two players are not allied. So if the unit's borrowed or the two players are not allied, right? I mean, I guess what we can do is we can say like and now we can say if unit is borrowed, and then if Maybe these should be else ifs or something? I don't know. And then... I mean, this is fine to be in the same spot, right? So yeah, I don't know. That really shouldn't functionally change anything. Although, I guess it could be something to do with, like, the A's thing here, so... Like, if I disable it in A's, maybe that fixes some problems. But while that's running, I'll test it again to see what messages I get. Because that could certainly could make some sense. Oh. Okay. I don't remember if we were able to do that before. What the fuck? Something's really strange. Yeah, what the fuck? So some space calculation is also off, I guess. It's the only thing I can think of. Oh, it still isn't done yet. But yeah, I don't get it. It's like, okay, here we go. And then I unload it. But then I can't load it again? I can only pick up the unit once. Wow. Alright, let's close this. Because it might just be that we've got multiple hooks running at the same time, so... Yeah, now we get a plugin crash. What the fuck? Alright. Hold on. Back here, we're going to go ahead and disable the hook again, and we're going to say result equals 0. We're just going to test to see if it's the wrapper still. I would imagine it's not, because we don't have those crashes anymore, but... Okay. Okay. So now we're getting a plugin crash. The fuck? Oh. Aside from cleaning that up, I'm not really sure what else is here to do. We do have double pointers for for both of those cases there, so that shouldn't be the problem. Yeah, I'm at a bit of a loss here, I will say. Well, looks like it's time to spawn bunker, spawn 0. Time to poly debug it up, man. Take a sec. Okay. So okay, it's apparently it's crashing before unit is borrowed. I don't see unit is disabled anywhere though. XJ, by the way. XJ underscore. It's checking status flags, I think. That's what DC usually is status flags. What? I don't know what XJ underscore is, though. That's really weird. So I guess that means it didn't get to unit is disabled, but I'm not sure. Oh, unit is disabled is down there for some reason. What the fuck? Oh, okay, jump down to unit is disabled if these are not equal. Basically. I still don't know what the fuck XJ is. It's really weird. I guess we'll try with that in there. Still crashing, SMH. Ay, ay, ay. All right, let's see what it says now. EBX plus 4C. So I think it's crashing, trying to read anything to do with the unit pointer, but I don't know why that would be the case. Like, or maybe it's the... I don't think that would be the case, though, because it's checking the status with unit status borrowed, and that doesn't appear to be the problem. But then it can't find the player ID of the unit for some reason. Because it's crashing on that, apparently. I don't know if that's true, though. It crashed on this instruction. No, I think 4C is player ID, if I'm not mistaken. Where's my... Here we go. Yeah. So it's crashing checking the player ID in that instance. But obviously, like, A1 is the transport, so that really shouldn't be a problem. Amazing. Ay, ay, ay. No wonder we had issues. Sleep queer. Alright, we're getting a crash anyway, but... Okay, unit is burrowed is checked correctly. Now that's probably not going to do anything either, but at least if it's... I don't know. There's very strange errors happening here. So there's no double pointer. Ay, ay, ay. It's crashing before unit is burrowed now. I'm wondering if there is something wrong with the wrapper in that case. But it's hard to say for sure. I don't really know what EDI would even be in this case. It's not, according to the IDA, it's not in use until later, so. Fuck, insufficient space, by the way. I have no idea what the hell that meant. Never saw that error before. All right, so it is crashing on. A case like this. So I guess I will have to. I wonder why it's doing that. So I have to clean it. Pretty annoying. But yeah, at this point, I'm definitely at a loss for why this would be happening. Oh, I know why. It's actually related to. It's because it was being analyzed by Ollie. A classic. So it's... Apparently it's, No, I've got no idea. There shouldn't be any problems with this system, so... But apparently it's crashed on checking flags again. I'm thoroughly perplexed by this one. It seems more likely that we're getting some corruption from passing the wrong value. So let's take a look at what iQueer had said a while back. So we're supposed to pass the unit first and then the transport. Oh, that could be the reason, actually. EAX is the transport here. And I'm passing... EBX. That explains quite a bit now, doesn't it? This whole thing was predicated on the fact that iQueer looked at the wrong function when he was handing me an outline for the wrapper and like correcting the issue that I had initially made with the wrapper, and I just took it at face value, so I should have double checked that. Amazing. All right, we'll get rid of some of those debug messages. I can't believe that that was why. It's pretty goofy. Oh shit. That's pretty good. I like that one. Epic. Oh, I see. They're only shooting one bullet each. That's definitely a problem. I guess, interestingly enough, I never expected that one. So I guess I'll have to find a bunker hook here. Confused about where the actual attack is. So I actually assume there's got to be something about. Oh wow, it's random too. That's gross. At least as random as this function is. Executed IMO. Well, there you go. We did it, man. Should be fine, I guess. I don't know. Dude, imagine the reality. Now, that would be something if the Cascathalors could attack while inside. That's fine. I don't see a problem. I guess we should... I don't know if there's already an air thing. Oh, yeah, they just don't have the right size, right? So the size is too much. That's pretty cool. I like that. I'll test the Mad Cat real quick. Annihilated. Destroyed. The Fire Bat overlay is still being created. So just fix that real quick. And then I think we're good. Oh, I should reopen this actually so that I can remove the debug messages. Load, unload orders. Oh yeah, the big thing to test, of course, is to spawn a bunker for my ally. I don't even know if I have an ally. I guess not. Oh. Oops. Yeah. Okay, the madcap's fixed. Oh yeah, I should test. Okay. It's also resolved. Very nice. Let's jump into I don't even know what a good example of this would be. I guess it would be like... Okay. Hell yeah, I'll never be able to get that unit back, but... That's pretty good. Alright, it works. That's no fun. I'm not able to forcibly take his units. So it only works right now when you're trying to let's see. I don't know what to make of that. So anyway, I guess the test would be to spawn a dropship for that player. Let's see what he does. Will he ever give me my SCVs back? Oh, he did. That's pretty funny. I don't know why that really cracks me up. Okay. Cool. Oh. Let me close this. Bing bong. So, we need to jump in here, right? And Centaur. Okay. 1129, Centaur engine, 958. Now the engine iScript for this is probably, I think 291 is actually the same one. If I go find that. Yeah, okay. So we can actually just copy this whole thing. And we can use it for, instead of this being Centaur engine 2, we can call this Azazel engine. Copy the whole thing. We are going to set it to 960. And then we have to jump into here and set it up over here. Okay. Now we can add the rest of these. So HYDRA, Terran, Southpaw engine.grp is 1126. Let's see here. Gorgon engine is also a big one. So I'll just set these up in here, and then we'll worry about everything else. So we have Pegasus engine up next. Salamander engine up after that. And I'm not sure if there's anything else. Southpaw we already put in. Oh, the Wyvern engine. Oh, should be 1200, 1201. Wyvern engine is 1130. Okay. Have I listed the Wyvern? Yeah, okay. Now its engine is 1201. Oh, I already made one. Oops. All right, so we don't need to worry about the Salamander engine since it's already implemented, apparently. So we're looking at... I felt like it wasn't, though. Hold on. 1098. Is it already implemented currently? Oh, yeah, it is. I guess I just don't have it in that folder. So that's why I was confused. I don't have it in like the folder that I organized all of the other ones in. Okay. Anyway, Pegasus engine is up next. Jump down to walking. Don't tell me I also have the Pegasus engines already done too. How much of a prank did I put myself through here? Yeah, I remember too. Yeah, they do exist. Fuck. What a goofball I am. Made 2 engine dummies. I'm the engine dummy. It's okay, I guess I can just reuse those later. Gorgon walking. Surely the Gorgon needs it. Yeah, okay. It's 1198. Gorgon engines. Hydra, Terran, Gorgon engine. Now I need to go back and like unpack the folder again. Okay. Now, just to be sure, the Centaur engines, well, they were replaced, but I wanted to make sure that they weren't like offset. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Azazel, who the fuck knows what that one replaced graphically? I've got to find my PyDat now. And then I've got to, I think it's Rajagal was the unit ID, but I have no idea what graphic. Scanted. Okay. So this is Azazel. Scanted Desert Critter can become Azazel. Azazel, Shadow. And then instead of Valkyrie engines, we'll go for Azazel engine 1032. And then the Southpaw. $11.97. Southpaw. Okay. Interesting. That's pretty cool. That adds a nice little bit of extra something to the unit. What a tiny fucking set of engines, dude. That does look nicer, for sure, than my ramshackle scrap cobble one. Ooh, interesting. I'm not sure if that meat spin that's off to the left is part of the... It looks like it is part of the engine graphic. I'm not noticing it on any of the other ones, which is obviously good. Gorgon, Southpaw, Wyvern, Centaur, Azazel. Yeah, Wyvern is up next. Aha! Now we've got 3 engines, dude. Epic. All right. I think those do look pretty good. They look better than what we had before. So we'll go ahead and throw them all in there. We'll say update engine graphics for Terran units courtesy of Darkened Fantasies. Implement shared transport behavior. No UI features yet. And then, I mean, there's a bunch of other shit in there like energy decay and whatever, but. All right, so I think that will do it for us today. We wrote a bunch of hooks to various degrees of success. We implemented some features. We started on a few other things like the energy decays. Like I would say, like a good amount of that has been done. Obviously, Icor is probably going to have to handle all of the fixing of the bugs. The Crucible was completely taken care of, so that's good. Although I would like a read, so I'll probably search for something like that, or maybe do the same thing as the Treasury for the time being, or something. And then that probably also means that I'm going to ask Icor to migrate the implementation of that to GPTP, because right now it's in A's, so it's much less difficult, much less malleable, much more difficult to work with. But maybe he can just create an overlay or something for it anyway, and it'll be fine. I don't know. The Gladius is maybe halfway done or something. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I wanted to say before I sign off here, but I don't think so. Today was pretty good. Good progress. Closing the shop down. See ya, nerds. Thanks everybody who hung out today. Always a pleasure to mod with an audience. A modience, if you will. So, bye-bye.